So we start with the story that's dominating most of Thursday's front pages. We're looking specifically at the coverage in The Guardian, Nick. There's self-congratulatory tone to some of this, I think. I don't know how you feel about it.
You found a negative in it. I've chosen to see it as a very positive thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, of course, the headline is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe on the way home to UK, etc. And I think it's a great bit of good news, finally. And I think we have to give credit to Liz Truss, who we've mocked on here when she made her Russia gaffe. She didn't know her Veron edges from her whatevers. But she's done a good thing here. She's prioritised the negotiations. She's managed to get this sorted. Many on Twitter have managed to find a negative and said, well, it's all just because we want oil now and all this. But I think it's great news. The fact that, and many people have focused on the fact that no one else managed to get it done. Yes, Boris did do that gaffe when he suggested she was training journalists, which was played into the Iranian narrative. But I would say this is actually good news. Well done to Liz Truss. And also, when people want to try and blame all the foreign secretaries, I should point out the actual blame is on Iran. A bit like with Russia, when people say, well, there's NATO expansion, but then let's face it, Putin is dropping bombs. So it's much like this. The actual blame is with Iran. But I'm saying it's a great bit of news. And by the way, a quick note.
Well, you're saying the proximate cause is with Iran, but there are a number of, it's like Inception, isn't it? There are realities within realities, you know.
Right, I'm saying one can focus on, well, we didn't manage to get her out, but it's also like perhaps Iran should have been detaining her.
They did definitely give us 400 million quid for some tanks, I think, wasn't it, that they never received.
Right. Well,
so it was a legitimate complaint they had, whether or not you think she's worth it in an exchange. But clearly something has changed. There's been no negotiation of just how much her life is worth, or whether it's a legitimate tactic in international relationships to capture a hostage and hold her until a debt is paid. None of that has been resolved to anyone's satisfaction, has it?
I see what you mean. There's a danger of that aspect of it, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, so, well done. You're managing to find the negatives again. I was going to go with the good news. I mean, let's face it, Nazanin and her family are not going to care about whatever the motives are.
I never really liked her husband. I think that's the problem. I think if I'd warmed to him, I would feel happier about them being together. No, he's done very well for the kids, by the look of it. They've survived this. It must be extraordinary.